Join.
Yes, so nice.
This call is being recorded.
Okay. What? Okay, Renee's here. Keon's here. Kirill, where are you, Kirill? Right here. Isabella's here. Bea, here. Turn the volume off, please. Jordan's here. Sean. Right, okay, gotcha. Danik is here. Gabby's here. Serena's here. Radek's here. Adrian. Nick. Okay, no. Gabrielle's here. Chris is here. Other Chris. Christopher Milo here. Ethan's here. JC here. Aaron, where are you? Okay, I got you. I'm still Adrienne. Okay. Abby's here. Ava's here. Kiana. Okay, got it. I think I got all your names now. Did I miss some? Marston's here. Isabella's here. Okay. Okay, I am going to go over page 211. I already started part of 2. I'll finish 2. It's a bit of work. You will need your periodic table. Some of you will be helping me. I don't have mine here. You'll need it to, listen, you will need it to check on the different polyatomic ions, the charges in the formula. So make sure you have that out. I'm just going over for you. Okay. I think I got up to, I think I stopped at C, right? 2C. I'll go over C again, even if I went over it already. It says, you can listen again. I reminded you of this. You should be accessing only two tabs, one to view me with, the other one to view the assignment. If I catch you accessing something else, I give you plenty of breaks. If I catch you accessing something else other than those two tabs, you will get an email home, guaranteed. With the longest essay you've ever gotten. Bart Simpson on the blackboard on steroids. Okay, 2C, methane. I just know it. I would just memorize. There's some compounds you need to know. They're so common. Methane's one of them. It's a gas, so it does react with oxygen. It burns. It creates a flame. Now, here's the thing with oxygen. I mentioned this to you last day. You go back to here. I mentioned to you that if you have any, this is O2 here. If there's any mention of oxygen by itself, so if you look at the statement, it says methane plus oxygen. It doesn't mention that oxygen is combined with any other element. It doesn't say oxygen pentafluoride. There's no mention of any other element. That means it's oxygen by itself. If oxygen is by itself, then you don't write, this is wrong. You don't write O. You write O2. It's what we call diatomic by itself. So are the following. I'll rewrite it for you just so you remember. Hydrogen, and then the following in your periodic table. They take on the exact structure as I'm drawing in your periodic table. It's an inverted upside down L. You have nitrogen. So if it says nitrogen, you don't write N, you write N2. It says oxygen, we already went over that one. It says fluorine, there's nothing else that it's combined with, you write F2. So chlorine, bromine, and then iodine. If my printing gets a little messy, it's because I'm not leaning over as much. I'm realizing that's what's part of the problem with my back irritation. It's not healing as quickly because of that. Better now, but I don't want to irritate it. Okay, so if you see chlorine, you don't write Cl, you write Cl2. If you see bromine, there's nothing else attached to it. It just says bromine, write Br2. You see iodine, write I2. Okay, that you need to be aware of, because if you don't write it as a diatomic, you don't put a 2 there, obviously you're not going to be able to balance it properly. It's a whole new recipe. Okay, methane plus oxygen produces carbon dioxide plus water. Okay, it's not balanced. You don't always have to do this. I would, for this one, just to help out, not too hard to balance, but I would still write out a table. List the elements. There's no polyatomics there, so you have to list each element. Carbon's easy. Usually it's not balanced. In this case it is. It's already balanced. We'll see if that stays 1 and 1. There's 4 hydrogen. There's no hydrogen here. There's just hydrogen here. So there's 4 of them. On the right, there's 2. Oxygen on the left. There's 2 on the left. This is harder on the right. There's 2 there. Don't forget there's another one here. So yes, you have to count them all up. Okay, we shouldn't be looking anywhere other than your tab on your computer. If I see your eyes staring at someone else, that makes me kind of suspicious. Oh, you're writing stuff down. That's dumb of me. Kind of hard to tell. Yes, I'm getting paranoid. Okay, hydrogen is not balanced. The rule is this: if there's a single element, especially oxygen, that's a single element, there's nothing else combined with it. Save that till last. Balance that last. I'm going to skip to hydrogen. There's 2 hydrogen on the right. Make it so there's 4. Put a 2 in front. Remember that 2, this 2 multiplies with everything to the right of it. So 2 times 2, well, that gives me the 4 hydrogen. But it also multiplies with the 1 oxygen to give 2 oxygen there plus the 2 here. Don't forget that. Go back and correct this. It's now 4. Now I'm not balanced on the left. I need a total of 4. Put a 2 in front. Now it's 4. You can see how this gets messy. I would use a pencil. When you're balancing, use a pencil. Okay, D. Okay, before we move on here, I mentioned this, but I'll write it down. It's a combustion reaction. I mentioned this before, but this is not going to be part of any test anytime soon. It's a future unit or chapter, but I wanted to introduce you to what's called categorizing, finding which category this equation is part of. This is a hydrocarbon plus oxygen. When you see that structure, it's a combustion reaction. If it helps, I mentioned earlier that methane's a gas and it catches on fire. Another word for catching on fire is combustion. Okay, D. Calcium nitrate. So I'm going to write down the ions. Calcium is a metal. Nitrate is a polyatomic. You have to recognize what's a polyatomic. What stood out for me? It ends in 8. That's my clue. Oh, I memorized it, but you can look it up on the list. It's NO3 minus 1. Okay, charges are different, so I do have to crisscross. So it's Ca, NO3, and then you're going to put the 2 here. There's 2 of these. Need that in brackets. This acts like a single unit. Acts like it was one nonmetal. They're treated as such. But you do need brackets, because otherwise it gets confusing. If there's 2 or more, you need brackets. Next, potassium carbonate. So potassium is plus 1. Carbonate, I think it's minus 2. Just double check that for me, right? Is it? Look it up on page 2 for me. Just double check, see if the teacher's right.
Yeah, -2.
Thank you. So it is on that list on the second page. How did I know it's polyatomic? Because again, it ends in 8. That's my clue. 8 or 8 is a clue. Okay, numbers are different. So I can't simply write down the symbols. I have to crisscross. K2, CO3. Okay, I need more room, so I'm going to erase these. Okay, on the right side, potassium nitrate. Potassium is plus 1. Nitrate, I automatically know, polyatomic. You can look it up. I memorized it. One of the ones I told you to memorize at a -1 charge. Number is the same. So you just write down the symbols. K, N, O, 3. No crisscross needed. I can do this. I didn't anticipate. I'm going to move this to the, oops. Shoot. Oh, I know what's going on. What's this? I need more room. Okay, next. Calcium carbonate. Calcium is plus 2. Carbonate, we already looked up, -2. Numbers are the same. Just write down the symbols. Ca and CO3. That's it. No crisscross needed. Okay, so here's the thing. Before I start balancing, look at this. Starts with a metal. That's your clue. It's ionic. Starts with a metal. It's ionic. If you have two ionic compounds reacting with each other. This is going to be replaced. Calcium will be replaced. So will the potassium. So you'll have what's called double, two things are replaced, double replacement. Double replacement. What do they replace with? They switch places. So the calcium is now replaced with the potassium, etc. Okay, now I can balance. I don't know, I could take a quick look at this. Maybe I can guess at it. Try this, see if this works. Does that work? I just guessed. Am I balanced? Double check it. I put a 2 in front of the KNO3. Yeah, that's right. Okay, next. C. Phosphorus trichloride. So, did I skip one?
No, we already did see it.
I meant E. Look like a this stupid face shield doesn't help. Yeah, it's more clear without it. It's an E. Phosphorus trichloride. ECl3. The fact that there's a prefix, see the tri, that means it's a what? What type of compound? Yeah, covalent, good. It's covalent. Plus chlorine. What do you think? No sitting. Am I right so far? Close. I'm off a bit. I know what you said. I want to see if others get it. I'll give you a hint. Chlorine by itself, how would I write it out? Cl, it's diatomic. Okay. Phosphorus pentachloride. PCl5. Is it balanced? Sometimes it's already balanced. 3, 2, 5. 1, 1. Balanced. Just make sure you write that if it's already balanced. Make sure you're clear to the marker that you understand it's already balanced. Yeah? No. Only these. And hydrogen. Yeah. Yeah. Just that list. You got to memorize it. Notice how I drew this, Nick? Notice how I drew it as an upside down inverted L. See that? Take a look. Pull out your periodic table. It's exactly the same order. Front page. Front page. Take a look. Find nitrogen. What's next to nitrogen? What's next to oxygen? What's below fluorine? Yeah. See, I just copied the periodic table. It's just an inverted L, upside down. Plus hydrogen. Yeah. 2. What does di mean? 2 atoms. Good question. Okay, guys, this is, look at this. Compound plus element. This is a smaller compound. There's only 3 chlorine. This is a larger molecule, 5 chlorine. Synthesis. 2 come together to form 1. Synthesis. F. Okay. Potassium permanganate, start to the metal. These are ions, so you have to write them as ions. Permanganate -1. Just double checked. I'm pretty sure it's -1. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Potassium permanganate, same number. Just write down the formula. Write down the symbols. KMnO4. No crisscross needed. Okay. Next, nickel 2 nitrate. Nickel, I know the charge. It's given in the name. It's a +2. Nitrate. NO3 -1. Different numbers, crisscross. NiNO3, crisscross. On the bottom, put a 2. What does that mean? It means on top it means charge. On bottom it means tells you how many ions there are. Or how many, if it's a covalent, it tells you how many atoms there are. How many ions are there? 2. 2 of what? 2 which ion? Yeah, so you have to put in brackets. One sec. Got a question? Okay. Produces. Okay. This plus means reacts. They react with each other. Potassium permanganate plus nickel 2 nitrate react. That's what that plus means. On the right side, let's see what we get on the right. Need to erase this. Need room. Potassium nitrate. K +1. NO3 -1. Same number. Just write down the symbol. Plus nickel 2 permanganate. Different numbers, crisscross. And MnO4 bracket 2. This is 2 of them. 2 or more, you need brackets. This plus here just separates them. Just tells you have, in this case, 2 separated products. This plus here means they react together. This means produces. It is not balanced. I would say, yeah, a little more complicated. Let's put a table down here. Look what I did. I noticed, I said earlier, this is a polyatomic. It's on the right side. This is a polyatomic. It's on the right side. Make sure if there's a polyatomic on the left, that they're both on the right. They have to both be on the right. If they are both on the right, then you can write it as that. You don't have to split it up. You don't have to put MnO. You could, it still works. It's time consuming though. Okay, so now I'm just going to ion count. 1 potassium on the left, 1 on the right. Okay, 1 there, 1 there. Let me erase all this. Okay, MnO4. There's no brackets. That means there's 1. How do I know that I write the whole thing down? I recognize this. I would look over your page 2 of your data table, your data book tonight. Recognize the formulas. That's a polyatomic. So I can treat it as 1 unit. On the right side, there's 2 of them, indicated by the 2 outside the brackets. Ni, there's 1. On the right, 1. NO3, 2 of them. Here, no brackets, 1. Is it balanced as it is? No, I can balance it. I'm going to guess. Let's see if this works. Put a 2 in front. What does that do? That multiplies everything to the right of it. So there's 2K. 2 times 1 is getting messy. Let me erase this. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times, there's no brackets, that means there's one of them. 2 times 1 is 2. That's how I got the 2. Okay, I'm not done. Go to the right side. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, try that out. See, check that, see if I'm right. I'm going to visit for a second.
Your writing's nice, John.
Yeah, that's messy, actually. It's really nice. Yeah, thank you, though. Appreciate that.
That's good.
Yeah, you can see I'm making use of.
Yeah.
You've really done me a favor. You've got me into the 20th century. Notice I
Not
said
the
20th, not
21st.
21st. I'm getting there. I will get to the 21st. Nice mask. You always have the best masks. Is that another Granville Island one? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was showing, there you go. There's my neat printing. I got to slow down. You know what I am? Because I'm writing like this. I can't, whatever. It's neat enough. Okay. Is it balanced as is? There's 2K here on the right. 2 times 1 is 2. And now there's 2 nitrate. Is that balanced? Perfect. Okay. What kind of reaction is this? Ionic plus ionic. What do we call that? Very good. I'm just going to put DR. Double replacement. Okay. G. So we have Fe. Do I write this? What do you think? Is that right? No, it's not one of those non-metals I suggested you need to write it 2 for. Copper 2 chloride, Cu plus 2. Chlorides minus 1, crisscross, CuCl2. Produces iron 2 chloride, Fe. Am I looking at the right one? G, right? Iron 2 chloride. So it's Fe plus 2 and then Cl minus 1. Crisscross. Plus copper. So what type of reaction is this? This is an element. This is a compound. Where this copper is being replaced. Single replacement. Only one thing is being replaced. Single replacement. Yeah? Copper switches places with the Fe. Is it balanced? Yeah, it's already balanced. Already balanced. Yeah. Yeah. Last one. No? Sodium phosphate. Write down the ions. If it starts with a metal, you have to crisscross in some cases. So write down the ions. Sodium phosphate is minus 3. Charge is not the same. It's different numbers. Crisscross. Next, barium. I look it up. I can look it up or remember it. It's plus 2. Hydroxide. I'm going to go through a list later, but that's one of the polyatomics you need to memorize. Hydroxide, minus 1. Very common. Crisscross. Is that right? Very good. Because this, remember, the brackets are the 2 refers to the OH, all of it. 1 unit. Sodium hydroxide, this is so common, I know right off the bat. We're going to actually use it in the lab that's coming up. NaOH. It's used in liquid plumber, some of your more corrosive cleaners. Barium phosphate. Crap. Phosphate -3. Crisscross. Right? Right or wrong? Yeah, incomplete. Some good points in it, but I forgot the brackets. Brackets. Okay. I would make a table up for this. I could guess at it, but let's make a table. First of all, this is ionic. This is ionic, so it's double replacement. Second, I'm going to make a list. I'm going to include the polyatomics. Why? Because they're on both sides. There's a PO4 here. There's a PO4 there. This is a polyatomic, another one of the common ones. It has to be on the other side in order for you to do what? In order for you to write these out as ions. If they're not on the right side, you have to split it up into a P and an O and an H. Okay, sodium, 3 on the left. On the right, 1. PO4, no brackets, 1. On the right, brackets, 2. Look for the number outside the brackets. Ba, 1 on the left. On the right, subscript 3, whatever the subscript is. OH, 2 on the left. On the right, no brackets, 1. Is it balanced? As is. Is it balanced yet? Yes? I don't have to do anything? Leave it? I've got 1 sodium here and 3 here, so it's not balanced. I'm going to guess. Put a 3. Nah, I tried that already. I know from the other class it doesn't work. If you put a 3 here, you'd find it wouldn't work. You have to start again. And that's okay. That's why you need a pencil. I would try this. Try balancing sodium. That work? No. I would try balance the barium. Let's see if that works. There's 1 here. Put a 3 in front. 3 times 1 is 3. Remember that 3 multiplies with whatever other subscript there is. There's a 2 there. So 6 hydroxide. How do I make it so 6 hydroxide on the right? I need 6 here. How do I get that? There's 6 in front. Whoops. That means there's now 6 of these, plus 6 of these. So write it in. Last step, put a 2 in front. Is it balanced? Yeah, there's now 6 sodium. 2 times 3 is 6. But there's originally 1 phosphate, 2 times 1 is 2. Do these numbers all match up? Yes. They all are equal, so it's balanced. Okay, so listen. Page 215. You were supposed to do up to 3, A, B, C, D. I want you to do all of 3, so I'm going to tack this on. This is just more work. You haven't started. There's time to get caught up. 1 to 3, you're going to do all of 3 now. And then 4, you're only going to do A to D. Now, one more thing. You have a test. Okay, I'm going to go to, here we go. There it is, right there. You see that? See the attachment. What's the attachment? There it is. Bring it up. Come on. There it is. Yeah. Talk about lazy. I took a picture of what I wrote on the board. Well, it works. Okay. So look at this. We have, can I write on this? No. Okay. It says the test is going to be made up of the first part's ionic compounds. Given the name, find the formula. Given the name, find the formula of the ionic compound. And then backwards. Given the formula, find the name. That will include polyatomic multivalence. Okay, I will add that, but just keep in mind that will include polyatomics and multivalence. Second part of the test, covalent. I'll keep that part simple. Given the name, find the formula. Given the name, find the formula. Kept it short. Left out the duh, but it's there. Given the name, find the formula. Last part of the test. There'll be 2 questions from page 211. Number 1, they're easy questions. So just number 1. I usually don't do that, but this is just to give you a taste of what's to come. There'll be another test the week after on balancing. Does that make sense? So you keep it restricted to studying question number 1 and only the simpler type where you just have to add coefficients. Okay? So you can start you've got your option to study for the test now. You can work on the homework 215. Some of you have a French test. Okay, you got the time to study or to work on the homework. It's next week, unless you want it this Thursday. That would be Friday for you. No, it's Thursday next week. 1 week from now. 1 week in a bit.
I just wanted to check with one quick question.
Sure.
Because for the O part here,
Yeah.
sorry, I think no. For the F,
Yeah.
the O part, this one turns into 3. But then
No. You put a 3 in front? Is that what you're saying?
in front.
Yeah.
But then I can't. This turns into the 3, the O3, and then
Okay.
this one has to turn.
Let's do that here.
Hey, this is what I got for my answer.
Do it here. Watch. Yeah. Just spell it out for me. What is it? C2 what? Is it C2 or C3?
It is C2H6.
I got it. Come over here. Coffee. Watch.
Because sometimes I would try to balance it with the.
Here's the. Okay, put CHO, right? So far, got it? 2 carbon here. 1 there. 6 hydrogen here. 2 there. Got it so far?
Yeah.
Making sense? 2 oxygen.
Wait, don't you when you put something in front, does not affect both?
It will. We're not there yet. Though. 2 oxygen there, right? 2 oxygen there.
Yes.
Plus that one. That's the trick. 3. That's maybe where you went wrong. Capiche?
Okay.
Want me to finish it, or do you think?
Yeah, I think I got it now.
Okay, let me know. I'll finish it if you want. Yeah. So, Chris, I'm almost done. Take a look what I did. I post. It's on the. If you're still watching me, yeah, I think someone just went. Wait till they get back. Yeah, thanks.
Keon went.
Yeah, just wait till Keon gets back. Chris, look what I did. So this is right mathematically. That's right. But you can't have 2.5 molecules. You can only have whole numbers. So the trick is multiply all the coefficients by 2. Just a trick. That works.